fed her breakfast, then called the police. Nora Jensen woke to the smell of coffee and eggs and the terrible realization she wasn't alone. Penthouse 4A was supposed to be vacant. Morning light spilled across floor-to-ceiling glass. Expensive sheets tangled around her legs. Somewhere beyond the living room, a spatula clicked against a pan. Someone was cooking breakfast in the kitchen, and that someone had let her sleep. She'd crashed on the living room couch last night, too tired to make it home. Just 5 minutes to close her eyes, she told herself. But exhaustion won, and now someone was in the kitchen. Nora forced herself to move. Her cleaning uniform was wrinkled, her hair a disaster. She crept toward the kitchen, heart hammering so loud she was certain he could hear it. A man stood at the stove, tall, dark-haired, wearing a sweatshirt with the sleeves rolled up. He flipped an egg with casual precision. "Good morning," he said without turning around. "I hope you slept well." Her knees buckled. She grabbed a seat. "I'm so sorry. The listing said vacant. I can explain." "Sit." The single word cut through her panic. Not a request, a command. Nora sat at the kitchen island because her legs wouldn't hold her anymore. The man turned, and she forgot how to breathe. He was maybe 30, devastatingly handsome, with dark eyes that studied her like she was a problem to solve. He placed a plate in front of her. Eggs, toast, bacon, coffee in an expensive mug. "Eat first," he said, sitting across from her. "Then you'll tell me who sent you." "No one sent me. I'm just a cleaner." Her voice shook. "My supervisor said this apartment was vacant. I made a mistake. Please don't call the police." A cleaner. His gaze never left her face. Who solves $50,000 puzzles in her spare time? Nora's stomach dropped. The Gordian knot. She'd solved it. "That puzzle has stumped mathematicians and engineers," the man continued. "You solved it while exhausted enough to fall asleep in a stranger's apartment. So I'll ask once, who sent you? Aldridge? Meridian? Which competitor?" "I don't know what you're talking about." Desperation cracked her voice. "I clean apartments. That's all. I work 3 jobs. I was tired. I saw the puzzle, and it reminded me of my father, and I shouldn't have touched it. I'm sorry." "Your father taught you to solve puzzles like that?" "Yes, before he died." The grief was still fresh after 6 years. He said every impossible problem has an elegant solution. The man studied her for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone. "Marcus, Diane, my penthouse immediately, and call the police." "No, please." Nora stood so fast her chair scraped against marble. "I'm telling the truth. We'll see." The night before, Nora had been awake for 22 hours straight. 3 jobs, 6 years of exhaustion, all for her brother Oliver's heart surgery. She needed $250,000. After 6 years of saving, she was still $50,000 short. $50,000 between her brother and a grave. The text from her supervisor had been clear. Penthouse 4A, luxury tower, owner traveling, vacant, deep clean by midnight. But when she'd entered at 11 p.m., unease had prickled her spine. This didn't look vacant. A jacket on the chair, papers on the desk, a coffee mug in the sink. Then she'd seen the metal puzzle on the coffee table. The card beside it read, "The Gordian Knot, $50,000, only 100 made worldwide, $50,000, the exact amount she needed." She'd sat down just to look at it, just to remember her father David's voice, teaching her to see patterns where others saw chaos. Her hands had moved on instinct. Twist here, slide there, rotate the center. 47 minutes later, it lay solved. She'd meant to leave, but exhaustion had pulled at her like gravity. Just 5 minutes to rest. The bedroom had been right there, the bed impossibly soft. Just 5 minutes. She'd woken 8 hours later to a stranger cooking breakfast. Now, 20 minutes after his phone call, Nora stood in the living room with 2 police officers flanking her. The man's assistant, a severe woman named Diane, had made introductions. His name was Ethan. "Breaking and entering," Ethan told the officers, his voice cold as his penthouse. She had no authorization to be here. "I had authorization." Nora couldn't stop shaking. "My supervisor gave me the access code. Please, check with Pristine Clean Services. It was a scheduling error." "Very convenient," Ethan said. "Why did you make me breakfast if you were just going to arrest me?" For the first time, something almost human crossed his face. "I wanted to see if you'd run when you woke up," he said quietly. "You didn't. That makes you either very innocent or very well trained. I don't gamble on which." The officers led her away. Nora had been in the holding cell for 14 hours when Ethan Cross appeared. "Your story checks out," he said. "Clerical error. The apartment wasn't supposed to be serviced. You are exactly who you say you are." Relief nearly knocked her over. "Then I can go." "I also know about your brother." His dark eyes were unreadable. "Oliver Jensen, 27 years old. Medical condition requiring expensive surgery. You work 3 jobs to pay for it." Ice flooded her veins. "How do you—" "I have resources most people don't, and I use them." He paused. "I'm going to make you an offer, Miss Jensen. I'll pay for your brother's surgery. All of it. Best surgeons, best hospital, everything he needs." The world stopped spinning. "In exchange," Ethan continued, "you work for me as my personal assistant. 6 months. After that, we're even." Nora's throat closed. "Why would you do that?" "Because you're brilliant and desperate. That combination is useful. Because I keep potential threats close." His expression shifted slightly. "And because that puzzle has defeated me for 8 months. You solved it in under an hour. That kind of mind is either my greatest asset or my greatest threat. I'd rather pay to find out which." She thought of Oliver, dying, of 6 years fighting for scraps, of her father's voice. "Every problem has a solution." "Yes," Nora whispered. "We have a deal." 48 hours later, Oliver's surgery was successful. Ethan Cross had stayed through all 8 hours, pacing the Mount Sinai waiting room like a caged animal. When the surgeon emerged with good news, Nora finally broke down. Ethan handed her his handkerchief without a word. "Monday morning, 8 a.m., Ethan said. "Cross Acquisitions Headquarters." Nora froze. "Cross Acquisitions? Is there a problem, Miss Jensen?" She forced herself to breathe. "Cross Acquisitions. The company that destroyed her father." "No problem. I'll be there." She just made a deal with the devil. And the devil had no idea who she really was. If you were in Nora's place, would you take that deal? Watch part 2 to see what happens when the cleaner steps into the billionaire's world. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of this cinematic love story.